Hey, how's it going? And today I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the importance, really the absolute importance of indentation in the verse programming language. And this is for Unreal Editor for Fortnite. If you come online and you search for verse programming language, you'll come to this page for Fortnite documentation. There's a section called Build a Game, and one of the games is called Team Elimination. I have to say that overall, the online documentation is very good, but even in here, you'll see the problem with not following proper indentation. So the importance of it in control flow. So if you come on a lot of these games at the very end, like if you come to the final result, they have the complete script, which you can copy and paste. But there is an error in this script, and I'll show you where it is. It's right here where it says populate teams and players. And you'll notice we have two for expressions here, and then we have this if statement. Well, this if statement should be indented here in line with this if statement. And because it's not, if what's going to happen is when it gets to this if statement is just going to keep replaying as true. So if true, if true, if true. So if true, print this, if true, print this. So there's no way for this to break out of this little section of code, and it's just going to keep printing until I guess it gets overridden by another call. What you can do is follow this tutorial, Team Elimination Game, and copy all the code, and that's what I've done. And so we have it here, and we don't get an error. Here's that same section of code, exactly the same. And if we go into the game, oh, one more thing I should show you is what they expect when you're following the tutorial. If we come back to the section where they discuss this code under mapping of team players, if you come down where they show this section of code, the one thing is they don't really make it clear where this function is supposed to be called from, or this method is supposed to be called from, I should say. It's on begin play is where you're supposed to place this call. But anyway, the main thing is the indentation here, this error. It doesn't seem like this would be that big of a problem. If you follow this tutorial up to this section, they say this is what you should expect to see. And so let's see if that's what we see when we put the code in, and we'll hit start. Look what happens on the left side. It just keeps almost like looping, and we can go into our verse code and see, not the verse code, but we can go into the editor and go to the output log, and you can see how it's just repeating, and that we get a warning that it's been throttled. This was kind of bugging me. This was bothering me that I was following actually along with the tutorial and it wasn't working. And so when I looked back and went at the code, I realized if we look at the logic of this code, right, this for loop is just supposed to do one iteration through. But then I realized when this for loop is done doing that, then it jumps to this if statement, and it's going to keep just coming back as true. So to resolve this, all we have to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's rebuild our code and see if that solves the problem. Build verse code. I'll end the game, and then I'll push those changes. Okay, so let's see now what happens. We hit start game. Now we see what we expected to see. It appears on the screen so fast I know it's hard to tell. But anyway, I just wanted to put this tutorial out there on the importance of indentation and how even in the documentation the indentation is not necessarily correct. And it's understandable because it's just real easy to not indent something. But a lot of times if something is not indented correctly, it ends up totally changing the flow and logic of your game. So just be aware of that. I hope you found this helpful. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.